Welcome back, everybody. This is week 8 against the spread NFL picks. Gotta have a bounce back week this week, Colm. Not too hot last week. Believe we to get into the recap. We went 2-3. We'll start Cincinnati -2. Game was close the entire time, and then the Eagles just went on a 20-0 run, and see you later. That game was gone.
Yeah,
Cleveland +9 was my favorite bet of the week and outright winner there.
yeah, that was the best bet we've had all year, probably.
Um, I mean, Jameis Winston, we what we said in the pod last week is it happened exactly like we talked about. Really good to see that one get to the finish line. Atlanta -2.5. I feel like they were leading that entire game.
Almost.
Offensively, they've been just really good this year. So those were our two winners. Miami -3. I thought we had that one in the bag for most of the game, and then just kind of went away from us at the end of the game. So that's a tough one to swallow there. I feel like that one was a winner, and then just ended up just late game shit happened, and that happens to this next game as well that we lost. Chicago -2.5. We lose on the Hail Mary.
Yeah, wow.
Uh so yeah, shout out Tyreek Stevenson. Uh, I mean, it would have been better for him just to not even be in the play because he tipped the ball that ended up.
Exactly. Like, you should have just left it alone. Like, if you're just gonna taunt, just taunt.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have been a 4-1 week, and it ended up being 2-3. So we will take that on the chin, and we will move on to um, our week 8 matchups and Thursday night football. So we'll start there.
Or
Christian, we have
week
the.
nine matchups. My bad.
Oh, sorry. It is week 9. I was reading that like an idiot.
No,
Um,
it said week 8. You're good. I just changed
yeah,
it.
all good. So week 9 matchups here. Texans at the Jets. Jets are a 2.5 point favorite in this game. Um, that's interesting. Diggs is out now for the year, right?
hmm
ACL.
Yes.
Nico's
Nico
still
Collins
out.
still out.
So CJ's throwing a Tank Dell and the tight end.
hmm
Um, I mean, it's a must win for the Jets here. Must win.
Yeah, for sure.
Two and
I
a
agree.
half. I kind of, damn, Christian, I kind of want to take that. I know we don't have it on our plays right now, but I'm kind of
We
thinking
have Jets money line.
we do have Jets money line. Okay.
Yes.
And never mind then. I like it a lot. I think it's a must. They got to win this game, and if they win this game, they could be tied for a wild card spot. Like they're not even out of it at 2-6, which is crazy to think. So,
Right.
um,
I mean, they're
but yeah,
really
I
not
think
even out of the division. I mean, they've only played the Bills once. If
right,
if, if they could if they could win out in their division, not saying the schedule, win out their division, and they'd be 1-1 with the Bills. They would need the Bills to take a couple bad losses,
right,
but I mean, other than that, I mean, they're really not out of the division either. So, and we got
yeah. I
that at
think we're
plus
riding
500
the
and plus
Jets.
150. So,
So line open at Texans -1, and it's gone all the way to Jets -2.5. So
hmm
see some pro money coming in on the Jets. Must win game. We're both riding the Jets. Christian, what'd you get the money line at?
I believe the money line was like minus 130.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. So yeah, Jets
Mm-hmm.
money line -130. We will be on that. I think CJ has too many weapons gone. I mean, Tank Dell's really good, but it's hard to just rely on one guy, especially if the Jets play him correctly
Mm-hmm.
and make him go to other people. So we'll must win game for the Jets. We'll ride with that.
Yeah.
Moving on. Got anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets pass rush needs to wake up this week. And I think if they can basically stop the run and then basically, rely on their corners, because the corners haven't looked bad all year, but the reason the corners have looked bad because there's no pass rush. So these guys are just, basically running
Right.
like chickens with their heads cut off. They're having to play 10 yards off the ball, 15 yards off the ball because they're in man because they have no help on this pass rush. So they really need to figure out the pass rush on defense. But once this offense starts clicking, I mean, they're going to be averaging 30 plus. So I think this is the week. The Texans' two best linebackers are out. Their best safety is out. So they're hurt on the defensive side. They're also hurt on the offensive side, as Troy just mentioned. So yeah, if there's a game that the Jets have to win, it is this game. I mean, this is basically decides their season after they lost to the Patriots last week. So Nasty, nasty taste in their mouth, I'm sure, too, after that Patriots loss. And it's Aaron Rodgers in primetime on Halloween. Like, come on, how you not putting your money on Rodgers on Halloween primetime? So, yeah, give me Jets money line.
Love it. All right, moving on. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Dolphins at the Bills. Bills are at this point they're a 6 point favorite.
Yeah, the
Um,
line's moved.
but Christian sent us in there at +7 for the Dolphins, and that's what we're riding with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that's way too many points for. I think they're kind of valuing this Dolphins team like they were when Tua got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and they played obviously a lot better last week with Tua in the game. A-Chain looked like who he was before. Um, Waddle looked a little bit better. Tyreek still didn't get the ball a lot, but I mean, 7 points for no, I think that's a terrible number. We're gonna ride with the Dolphins. What are you thinking here, Colm? Give us
Yeah,
some insight.
I love the Dolphins. I got us in there at +7. Reason being is I think that, I don't know. I love Josh Allen, but I think Josh Allen is a little too much of this team right now. Like I think teams are going to be able to scheme for this Bills team a little too well. I mean, if they can't like my whole thought process goes if they can't win with the Stephon Diggs, the Gabe Davis team that they had with Von Miller healthy, uh, who else did they have at linebacker? That nasty white guy. I can't remember his name. Milano? Was it Milano? Yeah, they had Milano, right?
I
Um,
can't remember the
yeah, I
name,
think
but
it was Milano. But anyway, that team was stacked, and they still couldn't get through the playoffs. And they still were kind of, once they got towards the end of the season, still kind of started playing bad. So, I don't know. It seems like the Bills, once we start getting closer to the end of the year, start playing a little bit worse and worse. I kind of had a feeling they were going to come out hot. But I don't know. I just don't believe in this Bills roster or this team. The defense is playing out of their mind, but they're also not playing elite offenses yet. So, not a big believer in this Bills team, so yeah, give me Dolphins +7. Tua looked so good last week, by the way. I watched that game. He looked so
I
good.
agree.
Like
You look good.
I think that
Offense
was
looked
just a
like it
big
was
middle
back.
finger to all the media and stuff telling him to quit. He was like, "Yo, watch this." So yeah, I love Tua right now. He's playing with his head on fire, and I'm sure he's gonna come in this week with his head on fire at +7, disrespecting him like that.
Totally agree. Awesome. So we'll be on the Dolphins +7. I still like it at 6.5, even
Yeah.
6. So moving on, Broncos at the Ravens. Ravens coming off that tough loss against the Browns and Jameis Winston.
Wait, how you do that? How you do that again?
Surprisingly, the Broncos are 5-3 this year, just quietly being 5-3. Um, 9.5 points is a lot. It's Ravens -9.5. Obviously, this is a huge bounce back spot for the Ravens, but it's tough to really think they're 9.5 points better than the Broncos. Big stay away from me, Colm. What are you thinking here?
I mean, I would be all over this if the Ravens just didn't take the loss that they did. I love this Broncos defense. The
I
Broncos
agree.
defense is
Really good.
just so good, man. Like this secondary is insane. Like if they just somewhat stop this run, like the Ravens are going to be in trouble and they could possibly lose this game also. Because I mean, if you look at it, the Broncos and the Browns are very similar in the fact that they're going to run the ball a lot. They're going to play really good defense, and then when they do pass, they're going to take big shots because they don't like passing the ball a lot. So, yeah, man. I mean, if they didn't take that loss last week, I'd be all over this. But after they took that loss last week with the Browns, I'm just going to keep my money and be happy that we were right on that one last week, and just kind of sit back and watch this game because we also know the Ravens to just come out and blow people out sometimes. So that could
Right.
be one of these spots.
Yeah, I think you're right, Colm. I think it's one of those we would have been on the Broncos if that didn't happen last week with
Yeah,
the Ravens. So,
we don't want to
and
take our
speaking
luck
of the
twice or chance
speaking
our
of the
luck.
Browns, that's our next game on the slate. Chargers at the Browns. Browns are a 1.5 point underdog at home. I mean,
This is the hardest game to cap all week, in my opinion.
yeah, it's tough because you're kind of think there's still that question mark on the Browns,
Yeah,
or
and the
it's like
Chargers. Like, what the hell are the Chargers? Are they good? Are they bad?
if,
Same with
yeah,
the
exactly
Browns.
right.
Like, are they good? Are they bad? Their defense look good. Jameis is the quarterback now. I don't know, man. I looked
I
at
would
that game and I was
lean.
like, I don't know. Like, I would lean the Browns, I guess, but like you're trusting Jameson. Like Jameis has got that energy where he comes out that first start and he plays really well, but the second week he throws like 5 interceptions and 1 touchdown or something. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So like that makes me lean towards the Chargers, but the Chargers are like, how are they gonna score against this Browns defense if they play like they did last week? So I don't
If
know.
this game was about picking pregame speeches, I'm on the Browns.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's a really tough game to handicap, and
I saw someone say
it's
the only thing you can take in this game is Jameis Winston's over in his pregame speech.
100% right. So we'll ride that advice and not touch this game.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think there's too many question marks on both sides. Not really sure what the Chargers are. And then basically what you said with the Browns. So moving on to this terrible, ugly game. Saints at the Panthers. Saints have lost 6 in a row. They started 2-0. They've lost 6 in a row. Panthers are 1-7. And New Orleans is a 7-point favorite on the road. Um, for me personally, I just have no interest of betting either of these teams probably the rest of the year. Is Derek Carr even playing? I have no idea.
I think he's questionable. I think
I
he's
know
got a
he's
game time
exactly like
decision or something.
it's
So
it's like just so up in the air with the
yeah,
quarterback
I
position.
mean, if Derek Carr plays, I would take the Saints. If he doesn't play, I would take the Panthers. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Bryce Young still playing. Is Dalton back or is Bryce Young now the starter? Like it's like another question mark
Yeah.
there. Kind of what do we just don't know. Too many unknowns for
Yeah,
this
the only thing
game.
you could hope is if the Panthers go up big and you can get some points with the Saints or something. Like
It's
that
just
would never
ugly.
happen.
Yeah, if you're betting that game, you need to call the number.
Yeah, just don't bet that. No, why even watching that game? If you're a Saints or Panthers fan, I wouldn't even watch that game. Like,
Yeah, well,
no
call the
thanks.
number. Call the number. We'll move on because that's no fun to talk about. Raiders at the Bengals. Bengals 7-point favorite at home. Total 46.5. Um, I mean, the Raiders are not good.
Hmm,
Quarterback play has been awful. One thing they have going for him is Brock Bowers leads the league in receptions as a rookie and as a tight end.
that's
Kind of crazy.
crazy.
Um, and then the Bengals, on the other hand, must-win game for them. Um, off of that tough loss against the Eagles last week, they got to win this game to keep the playoff hopes alive. I think the Bengals are going to come out firing and win this ball game. I could also see the Raiders with some type of backdoor cover because that Bengals defense is not the best. I think 7 points is a ton of points, and I don't want to lay 7 with the Bengals at all. So for that reason, I'm going to be away, and we also have some picks coming up here in a second that we like better than this one, but just not something for me. What are you thinking here, Cole?
Well, kind of basing something off of what you just said. I don't even want to talk about this game, so we'll forget. I don't have anything on the game. But listen to this. Odds for 2024 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Brock Bowers. Plus 2,800.
Really? Who's
Let me just give you a list of the names
yeah?
above him that just pisses me off and is crazy. Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, and above all, I'm going in order too, by the way. Listen to this one. Third on the list at plus 1,400. Bo Nix. Am I missing something?
Wait, what is this? What is this offensive rookie of the year?
Offensive
You
Rookie
said?
of the Year.
That's going to be Jaden Daniels, I would think.
I mean, Jaden Daniels is minus 400, yes. We got him at minus 200, by the way. Hashtag Discord. But Caleb Williams is plus 900, and then Bo Nix is the next, plus 1,400. Malik Neighbors is the next at plus 2,000. Marvin Harrison at plus 2,200. Brian Thomas at plus 2,541. And Brock Bowers at 2,800, leading the league in receptions. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty
but
sure he's
I
top.
think
I'm pretty sure he's top 8 in yards as well.
I get it though because that award is going to lean heavy to a quarterback,
And he's 6-2, I guess.
and especially the way Jaden Daniels is playing. That's like if those quarterbacks all were struggling, then yeah, I get it. I mean, it's still now. I think that's when it's kind of like they have the MVP award, and then they have the Offensive Player of the Year award.
Mm-hmm.
I think there has to be something like that for rookies as well because it's one of those things. It's always going to go to a quarterback at the end of there's rarely does it go to another position.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just crazy, like leading the league in receptions and he's plus 2,800. Like, what the hell?
I mean, if he keeps doing what he's doing, I mean, there's value there, right? It's like, why
Yeah,
would you not sprinkle something? You never know what's going to happen when, like, Jaden got hurt a couple weeks ago. Like, that can
yeah,
definitely happen again. Um,
exactly.
so you never know. But that is I mean, I feel like he's playing the best out of all the rookies that are not
Yeah,
quarterbacks. I know
for
Neighbor
sure.
started off hot, but he's been pretty suspect the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then he had the injury the week before, the 2 weeks before, so he hadn't really played. Um, Marvin Harrison has been up and down. The most consistent player has been Brock. You're right.
100%. That's why like plus 2,800. That's just crazy to me.
So
But I guess you're right. The rewards for
yeah.
quarterbacks, and they don't say it. But
Well, we're moving on to talking about Jaden Daniels. We'll move on to his game.
oh yeah,
Commanders at the Giants. The Commanders are a 4-point favorite on the road in New York at MetLife. Colm, what are you thinking here on this one?
yeah. Give me the Giants plus the 4. Commanders scraped by with a win last week. Obviously, we all saw that the Hail Mary. We had the Bears last week. But yeah, I mean, give me the Giants plus the 4. I think this Giants team's super feisty. Tyrone Tracy is hurt, which sucks because they don't have that in between the tackle runner now. So Devin Singletary is going to see most of the snaps, but I'm still confident in it. I think this Commanders defense is really bad. If there's a game that you're going to see Wandale and Malik kind of go off, I think this is going to be that game. So yeah, I really don't think Daniel Jones is that bad of a quarterback, honestly. I don't see all the hate that he gets. That offensive line has been horrible for 2 years. Look what he did when he had a good offensive line. He almost won the division.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the problems of this Giants organization is their offensive line. I mean, you got to think about last year too. Saquon at one point had a game where he had 13 yards. Look what he's doing this year behind a good offensive line. Like, it's you got to have guys in the trenches. So if they can figure that out, then they're going to be good. And then you also have the Commanders, who have probably one of the worst defensive lines in the NFL. They have no pass rush really, or no run stop defense. So yeah, I love the Giants here at home dogs plus 4. I think this is a super baity game towards the Commanders. Everyone wants you to take the Commanders. That's why they only put it at 4. So people could buy it down to the 3. I think the Giants win this outright. I don't hate the money line play at plus 170 either.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think this is a typical spot here for the Commanders at 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of fall off in the Giants. I mean, the Giants are talented. They played a lot of these teams close this year, so have some good players. If they can get neighbors going, I think we're in business. And that defense is not the best for the Commanders. So,
I agree.
moving on, and that is an official play, by the way. Giants plus. Cowboys at the Falcons. Falcons are a 3-point favorite in the Benz. So I'll be really short here. I think the Falcons are the better team,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the Cowboys are in a must-win situation as well. Like we've noticed
Cowboys
with
are
a
in the
bunch of
corner
teams.
with a gun to their
Mike
head.
McCarthy's gotta do something because if not, I think he's out this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you don't want to when a team's with the back against the wall. I try to not take those teams or go against those teams. So like in this case, the Falcons, like I don't want to take them, even though I think we're getting what is it -3,
Mm-hmm.
could get 2.5, and I think they're going to win this game. But then you look at it, Cowboys back against the wall. I don't want to bet against that.
Mm-hmm. And the Falcons have no pass rush, probably the worst pass rush in the league. So
Right, but the Cowboys' run defense is awful, and
they played
John
good.
and
They have played
Algier.
good too. They have played good the past 2 weeks though. Past 2 weeks they have played well against the run. So
Right, but I mean, they didn't go against Bijan and Algier.
yeah, but they did go against Jordan Mason and fucking the Lions with David Montgomery. But I mean, they did lose 47.
They got beat 47-9 in that game.
Yeah,
I believe Montgomery almost had 100 yards.
Montgomery had 80. Gibbs had 60.
Okay, that's a. I mean,
But that's the Lions, man. They just that offense.
yeah,
is
but
different.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I think the
That's honestly
Falcons
pretty good.
backs are just as talented.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, for instance, last week against the 49ers, possibly one of the best um, run defenses. Actually, you got a point here because they held Mason to 18 yards, but Garindo popped off for
Well,
85.
the 31 went
Yeah,
crazy.
Garindo, the
Um,
rookie.
and I love the way that the Falcons their run scheme is very different,
Yeah,
and a lot of teams are copycatting it now. But I'm really impressed with it.
I'm staying away from this game. This game's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, dude. We know the Falcons are the better team here, and I feel like they're going to run all over them. But
It's a
Cowboys
Cowboys
back
spot.
against the wall. It's just a game like
Yeah.
I don't see much value in for us, especially at three. So
Gun to my head, with I would take Cowboys +3, but I ain't putting any money on that team.
yeah, no, absolutely not. So we'll move on to another terrible game. Patriots at the Titans. Titans are now a 3.5 point favorite. Colin, what are you thinking here?
I love the Titans here. Patriots coming off a big win against the Jets. Drake May is doubtful, so we're probably not going to see Drake May this game. But also,
Yeah,
if you're the Patriots, if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm saying sit Drake May for the rest of the season. I've seen enough. That is our future quarterback.
he's good. He's been good, dude.
That's what I'm
He's been
saying. Like,
good.
dude, don't play him anymore. He's gonna be good. Like, go in the draft next year. Go in free agency this year. Get him an offensive line. Get him some more weapons. Let him sit there for the rest of the year because you're gonna get him fucking hurt. He looks really, really good. You got a future. Don't fuck it up.
Right.
So I think Jacoby Brissett starts this game, and against this Titans defense, good luck, buddy, because this Titans defense, they're pissed off. And they remind me of that Broncos defense that one year that the Broncos couldn't score more than 10 points. I think it was 2 years ago.
Hmm.
They couldn't score more than 2 points or 10 points, but neither could the other team. I mean, the defense was just unreal. And I think Mason Rudolph, he's coming from a Steelers fan. He's a pretty good quarterback actually. So at home, they're 1-6. This is one of their games that if they want to win a game this year or another game this year, this is one of those spots that it's a must win for them. So yeah, give me Titans with their back against the wall -3. Don't just buy that hook off. I hate the 3.5s. So just buy that half point, buy it down to 3.
Yeah, no, don't disagree. I think the Titans are the player, especially with May out. I think you're right about that. If I'm May, I'm trying to milk this injury as long as possible.
Until you get some
If
more
you're a
talent.
Patriots fan, you don't want him to play again with this terrible
No.
2 team. Um, so yeah. Anyways, moving on. Bears at the Cardinals. Your typical coin flip game here. Arizona's a 1.5 point favorite at home. Um, Listen, the Bears can do one of two things here. They can respond after losing on that Hail Mary and come out here and be on fire and win this game,
Mm-hmm.
or they can lay an egg. And I think because of what happened last week, there's too many variables for us. Because I think the Bears are probably the better team, but I don't know how they're going to react after what happened last week. Is Tyree Stevenson going to be focused, ready to go, or is he going to be keep thinking about that, especially as with the head coach as well? Um, it's a tough spot. It's a really tough spot. So I don't like anything on this game. I would lean Bears, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, I would lean Bears, but I mean, it's like you said. It's like how are you going to respond after that? Like, it's going to be polar opposites of how they respond. They're either going to respond and come out and play really really well, or they're going to come out and get blown out. So I'll wait to see where this team's at. But I mean, I think Eberflus basically uh,
They should have got rid of him last year and
signed his
hired the
death
Lions
note.
OC.
I think he signed his death note with that last play of
Yeah,
the game. Allowing them 13 yards to be able to make the Hail Mary throw, and then also just not having your players disciplined to not know to taunt the
exactly.
fucking corral, dude. Are you kidding me? Like just one of those things. It's kind of like Alabama. You see with DeBoer right now. You got guys on quarterback sneaks hitting fadeaways instead of like actually staying locked in and dialed into the game. It's just a discipline thing. Like you take that discipline out of the team, and you just what are you gonna do? But yeah, man, I'm not touching this game. If anything, I'd actually take Caleb Williams over his passing yards. I think it's at 200. So, not an official
That's
play, but I think he's at like 200 plus passing yards. So I think him and Kyler are going to be slinging it around this game.
it. Yeah, could definitely see that. All right, moving on. We are going into Philly. So Jaguars at the Eagles. Eagles are a 7.5 point favorite at home. Total 45.5. I kind of would lean Jags here, Cole.
100%. I want to take the
Um,
Jags so bad, but I just can't.
I think 7.5 is way too many points. Trevor Lawrence is if you've actually watched the games for the Jaguars this year, he has actually played really well.
The scheme
He's
just sucks.
had a ton of drop touchdown passes.
Did
I
you
mean,
see the pick? Did you see the pick he threw when he was trying to get Brian Thomas up the seam, like on the 1 yard line last week? Like, it just looked like no one knew what the play was. Like the receivers were running into each other.
yeah,
Like Trevor threw like a ball, like he thought he was gonna stop, but he kept going. Like it was just,
yeah,
it's a mess over in
it's
Jacksonville, man.
it's not. I don't think it's a Lawrence problem. I think it's a re receiver kind of problem,
And
and
coaching.
I don't. Yeah, and I don't know who I can trust on that team. So
Whoever the
I
GM is
don't.
of them needs to be fired too. I don't know
I
who
don't
the
want to
GM
take the
is, but
Eagles either at 7.5 points. Like you never know with them; they can lay an egg and like win a game by 2 points somehow or something crazy at the end. So uh, I don't know. What you got? Anything else to add on this?
nah, not much. I ain't gonna trust my money with the Jags. The Eagles are starting to look really good. This defense is starting to look really good. But 7.5 points is way too much. If it was like closer to like a 5 number or something, I would maybe do it. But it's just way too many points. Um,
Cool. All right.
little buddy's waking up, but yeah, I
Oh
don't have
no.
anything on this game.
Moving on. Lions at the Packers. Packers are a 3 point dog at home. Jordan Love is questionable. So here's my take on it. I'm all over the Packers if Jordan Love plays at that 3 number, but that number's going to change if he's definitely playing. I think I'm personally going to take the chance on the +3 with the Packers. I think they're well coached, just like the Lions. They're at home in Green Bay. Big divisional matchup. I think they're going to be ready to play, and I will take the play. No, you're good. I will take the Packers +3. Colm is on dad duty right now. So we'll wait for him to get back. But yeah, I think if Jordan Love plays, then you're getting that number at a premium. If he doesn't play, I think the number is going to go up. So it's really just taking a chance on that. So
All right, we got a guest on the show.
what's up there, Kai?
But yeah, the Packers. I don't have anything on that game. Kind of the only thing that I had on that game was, if anything, I would probably take Lions money line. I think that the Lions win this game. But like you said, you're getting a lot of value if Jordan Love ends up playing. So
Yeah, it's a risk. It's a risk. So all right, we'll move on. Rams at the Seahawks. Rams a 1.5 point favorite. All over. You know this is a Rams podcast.
oh yeah,
Uh,
it's a
I
Matt
mean they're the
Stafford
better.
podcast.
Exactly right. I mean, with Puka cut back, they just look offensively so good. Kyron is amazing at running back. I love this Rams team. Always have with McVay, Stafford. I think they're the better football team, and I think they get it done on the road at the 12th man. We'll take them. We got a money line, right? It's an official play. Did you take them one and a
Yep,
half or money line?
we took a money line.
Okay. And you got anything to add on that? I mean, I think it's just a better football team
I mean,
overall.
yeah, it's a better football team. We also have the over as well, over 48.5. Both defenses aren't great. Both these quarterbacks like to throw for a lot of yards. They like to take deep shots. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game, and I think the Rams come away with it. And I think it'll be tight, but I think the Rams will kick a field goal or something to win it. Matt Stafford will have a little 2-minute drive, do what he does, and go and win the game.
Go win that game. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's pretty simple for us there. Rams podcast always. Colts at the Vikings Sunday Night Football. Minnesota's a 5 point favorite. Cole, I know you really like this game, so I'm going to let
Love
you
it.
take the floor and give it to us.
Give me Colts. I got it at +5.5. The line is moved down to -5, so that's good for us. We're on the right side. 2 words: Joe Flacco. He's an
Yeah, right.
absolute
He's the
dog.
man.
This Colts team comes out and plays when Joe Flacco plays. I love this Vikings team. I think they're really good, but I do not think that they're a playoff team that's going to go far. I think they're overrated. I think we're going to see them drop some important games, some silly games, and I think this is one of them. It's a primetime game. It's Sam Darnold versus Joe Flacco. One of them has been in this spot for years and years and years. One of them has not. The lights are going to be too bright for Sam Darnold, I think. Yeah, give me Colts plus 5.5. I think Vikings win outright, but I think Colts cover.
Yeah, no, you're right. Joe Flacco's the man. Um, if this was AR, then I don't think we would be on this. But there's
Absolutely
a
not.
reason they benched him for Flacco, and it's because they have a better chance to win with Flacco behind center. So, and it's proven that on film.
I
Go
don't know
back
if
and
this
watch
is a
this
hot
game.
take, but I don't think Anthony Richardson will ever start a game in the NFL ever again after that shit he pulled on Sunday. This shit right here on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that was weird. I've never seen that
You're a
before.
quarterback, brother. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
that was weird. He said,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
come
was
on.
tired.
Yeah,
I was
well, you
tired."
get paid quarterback money. You don't get paid to be tired.
Incredible.
uh,
All right, Monday Night Football, Buccaneers at the Chiefs. The injured Buccaneers are an 8.5 point dog on the road. Very simple for me. Mahomes never covers big numbers. The odds are in your favor if you take the 8.5. I look at on the other side. Obviously, Godwin's out. I believe Evans is still out.
Evans may be playing.
Evans may be playing. It's questionable, I guess.
I think he's questionable but favored to play. But either way, I think I still
But
like
I
him.
love the way the Buccaneers play, man. They just come out slinging, and the offense is still pretty good even without Godwin and Evans. Running game is Bucky Irving's been really good. White's still in there being really good. I think 8.5 is way too many points.
I
So
agree.
I would lean Buccaneers heavy.
I'm
But
hoping
not,
this is what I hope, Troy, and I don't know if you're down with this, but I'm hoping actually Mike Evans gets rolled out and that this line jumps up to plus 9.5, plus 10, and then we'll hammer the absolute shit out of it.
yeah. I mean, I don't think he's worth 2 points. So
No, neither do
um,
I. But the books might think that, especially against this
yeah,
Chiefs team.
it says Evans is out, but I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know.
know. I thought I said I saw something where he was questionable but favored to play.
Oh, okay.
Could be
Well,
wrong though.
I don't know. So we'll take a more in-depth look at if Evans is playing. If we end up adding that play, we'll throw it in the cord like always. Um, but we have some solid plays for you. We named them all on this pod. If you don't remember, go back to the Discord. They're all posted in there. Have some college plays posted as well. So, Colm, you got anything else to add?
No, man, just make sure you guys are in the Discord, follow the socials and stuff. We're gonna get those popping up here soon once we're me and Troy aren't slammed with work and super busy. So, um, but yeah, make sure you're in the cord. That's where everything gets posted. I post a lot of. I mean, we're killing it in the UFC this year. So make sure that you join the cord. I think we've lost like 2 UFC bets all year or something. So pretty ridiculous.
Yep. Shout out to Kai,
Shout
new
out to
guest on the
Kaha.
pod, and we will see you next week.
All right, say bye.